Some better pitching today to start, at least, as that ball's hammered into left field by Blaszczak. Going back as Matheson. It's over his head. A long gone home run from Reed Blaszczak, his third home run of the year, and that ball was crushed.
Hi there, welcome back to Sit If You're Able. This is episode 4, and I'm your host, Max Abel. Today, we have the ASUN Player of the Year, the preseason Player of the Year, Reed Blaszczak. Reed, good to have you on the show.
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
So, let off with it. Preseason Player of the Year in the ASUN. What did that feel like? What's it mean to you?
Honestly, it felt good, obviously, but really, it doesn't change a single thing. It doesn't change what I do mentally. It doesn't change what I do physically on the field. It's still a team sport, and I wouldn't be able to do what I'm able to do without my teammates.
I don't think it was unwarranted either. The preseason Player of the Year had a big year for us last year. Led the team in homers and RBIs and just about everything else. So, without giving away secrets, we don't want to have some pitcher from Lipscomb watching and know how to pitch you now. But just basically, when you're up there, some guys try to pull the ball, some guys try to hit the ball in the air, some guys try to get on top. What's kind of the approach for you when you're up hitting?
Yeah, so my approach going up to the plate is I'm always looking for the fastball. It's easier to slow down than to speed up. I'm always looking for a fastball. I pull the ball really well on the inside pitch. So I mostly sit an outside fastball and try and drive a line drive over the second baseman's head, which I'm a right-handed hitter, so that keeps my plane in line, and just basically always sit fastball and adjust to off speed.
Heard that a bunch.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's very well taught. It's very well
ready
taught.
For the heater. Yeah, I like the line drive over the second baseman's head. I know you're a righty, he's a lefty, but that's what Freddie Freeman always talks about, hitting a line drive over the shortstop. And different things work for different people. But
yeah, of course.
I think that's worked out pretty well for both of you. But so senior this year, transferred in last year, came to us from Olney.
Yes, sir.
Olney Central. I get mixed up. Sometimes I say only.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
So junior college guy though. I've heard a bunch of crazy stories and just horror stories and funny things that happen in JUCO. Do you have anything like that?
Man, I've got some wild stories, but I don't know if they'll be appropriate to say on here. But our coach he was a character. I remember I stole third base and got thrown out, and he literally grabbed me up by my shirt and just went in on me in front of the entire crowd. Like, it was a packed crowd too. So I've seen some wild stuff, and I've been a part of some wild stuff, but I wouldn't trade those days for anything. Yeah,
junior college baseball it's something.
Oh yeah, it's something. That's for sure.
I always love watching. I watch, especially early on in the year, because there's nothing on in February and March for the most part. March you have the NCAA tournament, but like during the week there's nothing on, so I'll watch just college baseball streams, and every now and then you'll get a JUCO game, and it's some guy. Some guys are like just not all that good. Some guys are
just all Americans.
Freaking
you'll run into
big
some guys. You'll run into some guys. They come in all different kinds of junior college.
Yeah, it's pretty wild seeing there. But coming off of last year, I think one of my favorite moments of the year was who was it? Northern Kentucky came up late, and I was doing the broadcast for that game actually. I remember because it was one of those games where we had guys on base all day and just couldn't get the big hit in, and then we were down. I think we were down 3 late, about the 7th inning, and you came up and hit one out. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, a little slightly. Yeah.
Was that you take me through that at bat, because I think it was first pitch heater, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I'm a pretty aggressive hitter. I always, like I said, I always search for the fastball, and if I get it, if it's in the right spot, I'm gonna swing it. I'm gonna put my best swing on it. And going up to that bat, I knew we've been struggling to produce some runs, so I knew I needed to put the ball in play basically and drive somebody in. And he gave me the first pitch heater, and exactly where I wanted, and so I put my ace swing on it and ended up getting a hold of it pretty good.
Yeah. that one might still be going. That was pieced off a little bit. But last year's over, now it's this year. Starting up this weekend. Kind of what's the the feeling in the program? Guys excited, ready to go? Or?
Oh man, we're really excited. You know, you can't. There's no better feeling than taking the field the first weekend with your teammates. You know, you can't beat it at all. But you know, just hopefully we can accomplish what we want to accomplish and do what we do, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year. Speaking of good moments from last year, I remember because it was New Mexico State.
Oh yeah.
You know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple of good ones from you last year.
Yeah.
We'll go with the first at bat of the season. You're leading off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not only the first at bat of the season. It's your first at bat with a new team, new teammates, new coaches. First at bat in Division I. What was that? You know, take us through the at bat. Let us, tell us what happened there, and what was that like for you?
I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely shaking. I was nervous. New team. I gotta show everybody who Reed Blaszczyk is, and I was really nervous going up to that play, but we literally manifested that. Our whole team, like in the locker room, in the dugout, they were like, Reed, you gotta go first pitch deep, first AB deep, and I remember I swung through the first pitch. I was like, okay, I'm seeing this guy pretty well. I mean, he's a pretty good pitcher. He's a 90 guy, and so threw me first pitch fastball, swung right through it, put a really good swing on. I was like, okay, if he throws me another one right here, like I'm not gonna miss this. And surely enough, he threw me another one, and I didn't miss it.
I remember because I was watching. Obviously, I didn't go on the trip with you guys, but I was watching from dorm room, and I remember seeing it as because the angle wasn't great. It was really high up, but man, he hit that one pretty well. And then I kind of couldn't see the ball, so I watched the outfielder, and he's going back. If I remember it correctly, it was like right down the line, and it was freaking mile up there.
Yeah, I watched it to see if it was fair or foul, and I ended up accidentally walking halfway to first base, and I'm going out. But it was definitely one of the highlights of my career, I would say.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, that whole series. I mean, you remember how many home runs we hit that series?
Gosh, I mean, maybe it's got to be like 10. It's got to be double. It's got to be 10.
Ball was
10 or 12. Oh yeah, the ball was flying there.
Aren't they? It's New Mexico State, so it's Las Cruces. I think they're at elevation though.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Okay, guys, a little bit. I think I looked that up because I was a little bit surprised because usually early on in the year it's cold, the ball doesn't travel as well.
No, balls were taking off there. I will say
it was flying there.
Yeah.
But this year, not quite as far of a trip going to Tennessee Tech. First of all, I've heard of them. I don't know a whole lot about them. Do you know where in Tennessee they are?
I just looked that up the other day, but I cannot remember.
No, okay.
I know it'll be pretty cold though that first weekend.
I mean, it's always. I mean, it was what? I remember we were scrimmaging. It was like 60 outside last weekend. So the baseball gods know, the weather gods know.
Yeah, they do.
When we start and they make it frigid. So that's always fun. But headed down there to Tennessee Tech. You know anything? What do you know about the team? Have you guys started kind of your scouting work there? Or?
No, we haven't heard too much. Ross, our pitching coach, he pitched there, so he knows a little bit. But we really won't go into detail about their pitchers and hitters until I would say probably about tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah, okay.
We'll go over that, and obviously before the game starts, we'll have our hitters meeting, our little scouting report before the game starts, and see what we need to do and how we need to attack these guys.
Yeah. That's always a fun part, is kind of figuring out what this guy does well, what's he going to do. I like that nerd stuff.
Yeah, so figure out his weaknesses and strengths.
And just after Tennessee Tech, I think I can't remember who we play next, but as usual, I think we have a pretty tough schedule. Now we got Louisville on there, got Tennessee. Is there kind of a favorite trip that you are looking forward to this year, or that we took last year?
Okay, so I would say the Florida Gulf Coast one.
Yes.
I'm really excited for that. I've never played them and heard a lot of things about them, and just playing baseball in Florida. How can you beat it? It's awesome. A really good team, and so I would say that's something I'm really looking forward to this year.
Yeah, I think I had. So my first show was with Chase. He said he was looking, because I think it's also around spring break time too. So
it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Should be fun, yeah. And it's early enough in the year too, where it's not like you're going down there in May.
Yeah,
you're going down there when it's still cold everywhere else, like in the middle of March.
Yeah, you kind of forget it's wintertime back home, or springtime, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah. But last one, real quick. So growing up, did you have a player that you tried to, I think we're a little bit too young for him,
Yeah.
but everyone did the Gary Sheffield. Did you have a player growing up that you imitated?
No, not really, but I did have somebody defense. You know, Derek Jeter. I was a huge,
Okay.
I mean, huge Yankees fan. Don't bash me for it, but I was born and raised
Fun
a
to
Yankees fan, so I promise you I'm not a bandwagon. My dad's from up there, but I always looked up to Derek Jeter, and I wanted to be like him on the field. You know, obviously I'm not a shortstop. I mean, I could be if you want me to, but you know, who knows how it would go. But yeah, he's probably a player that I grew up watching and wanted to imitate.
I know Gavin's a big Jeter guy.
Oh yeah, yep.
But that's all I got for you. Appreciate the time. It was
Of course,
fun.
anytime.
Good luck this weekend and this year. We'll be paying attention to you guys doing some games for you. So
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
looking
Thank you for
forward to
having
it.
me.
Absolutely. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back next week. This has been Sit If You're Able.